Hello all. Today we're going to learn about an Italian luxury fashion house, Prada. Most of us have already heard about this company. Let us know this company in a much better way. Prada SPA is an Italian luxury fashion house specializing in ready-to-wear leather and fashion accessories, shoes, luggage, perfumes, watches, etc. The company was started in 1913 by Mario Prada and his brother Martino as a leather goods shop, Fratelli Prada, English Prada Brothers, in Milan, Italy. Initially, the shop sold leather goods and imported English steamer trunks and handbags. Mario Prada did not believe that women should have a role in business, and so he prevented female family members from entering into his company. Ironically, Mario's son harbored no interest in the business, so it was his daughter Luisa Prada who took the helm of Prada as his successor and ran it for almost 20 years. Her own daughter Muzia Prada joined the company in 1970, eventually taking over for her mother in 1978. Muzia began making waterproof backpacks out of popcorn. She met Patrizio Bertelli in 1977, an Italian who had begun his own leather goods business at the age of 17, and he joined the company soon after. He advised Muzia and she followed the advice on better decisions for the Prada company. It was his advice to discontinue importing English goods and to change the existing luggage. Development. Muzia inherited the company in 1978, by which time sales were up to $450,000 US. With Bertelli alongside her as business manager, Muzia was allowed time to implement her creativity onto design. She would go on to incorporate her ideas onto the house of Prada that would change it. She released her first set of backpacks and totes in 1979. They were made out of a tough military speed black nylon, and her grandfather had used as coverings for steamer trunks. Initial success was not instant, as they were hard to sell due to the lack of advertising and high prices, but the lines would go on to become her first commercial hit. Next, Muzia and Bertelli sought out wholesale accounts for the bags in upscale department stores and boutiques worldwide. In 1983, Prada opened a second boutique in the center of the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele in Milan's shopping heart, on the site of the previous historic London house emporium run by Felice Bellini from 1870 to 1960s, reminiscent to the original shop but with a sleek and modern contrast to it. The next nylon tote. That same year, the House of Prada began expansion across continental Europe by opening locations in prominent shopping districts within Florence, Paris, Madrid and New York City. A shoe line was also released in 1984. In 1985, Muzia released the classic Prada handbag that became an overnight sensation. Although practical and sturdy, its sleek lines and craftsmanship exuded an offhand aura of luxury that has become the Prada signature. In 1987, Muzia and Bertelli married. Prada launched its women ready-to-wear collection in 1989, and the designs came to be known for their dropped waistlines and narrow belts. Prada's popularity skyrocketed when the fashion world took notice of its clean lines, opulent fabrics and basic colors. The logo for the label was not as obvious a design element as those on bags from other prominent luxury brands such as Louis Vuitton. It tried to market its lack of prestigious appeal, including the apparel was its image of anti-status or reverse snobbery. 1990s, Prada's originality made it one of the most influential fashion houses, and the brands became a premium status symbol in the 1990s. Sales were reported at 70 billion euros or $31.7 million US in 1998. Patrizio De Marco took charge of the growing business in the United States after working for the house in Asia. He was successful in having the Prada bags prominently displayed in department stores so that they could become a hit with fashion editors. Prada's continued success was attributed to its working-class theme, which Genia Bellafante at the New York Times magazine proclaimed was becoming chic in the high-tech, IPO-driven early 1990s. Furthermore, now husband and wife Muzia and Bertelli led the Prada label on a cautious expansion, making products hard to come by. In 1992, the high-fashion brand Miu Miu, named after Muzia's nickname, launched. Miu Miu catered to younger consumers such as celebrities. By 1993, Prada was awarded the Council of Fashion Designers of America Awards for accessories. Prada was determined to hold a leading portfolio of luxury brands like the Gucci Group and LVMH. Prada purchased 51% of Helmut Lang's company based in New York for $40 million US in March 1999. Lang's company was worth about $100 million US. Months later, Prada paid $105 million US to have full control of Jill Sander AG, a German-based company with annual revenue of $100 million US. The purchase gained Prada a foothold in Germany, and months later, Jill Sander resigned as chairwoman of a namesake company. Church & Company, an English shoemaker, also came under the control of Prada when Prada bought 83% of the company at $170 million US. A joint venture between Prada and the De Rigo Group was also formed that year to produce Prada eyewear. In October 1999, Prada joined with LVMH and beat Gucci to buy a 51% stake in the Rome-based Fendi SPA. Prada's share of the purchase, 25.5%, was worth $241.5 million out of the reported $520 million total paid by both Prada and LVMH. Prada took on debts of Fendi as the latter company was not doing well financially. These acquisitions elevated Prada to the top of the luxury goods market in Europe. Revenue tripled from that of 1996 to 2 trillion euros. Despite apparent success, the company was still in debt. 2000s, the company's merger and purchasing sprees exploded in the 2000s. However, the company signed a loose agreement with Azedine Alia. Skincare products in unit doses were introduced in the United States, Japan and Europe in 2000. A 30-day supply of cleansing lotion was marketed at the retail price of $100. To help pay off debts of over $850 million, the company planned on listing 30% of the company on the Milan Stock Exchange in June 2001. However, the offering slowed down after a decline in spending on luxury goods in the United States and Japan. In 2001, under the pressure of his bankers, Bartelli sold all of Prada's 25.5% share in Fendi to LVMH. The sale raised only $295 million. By 2006, the Helmut Lang, Amy Fairclough and Jill Sander labels were sold. Jill Sander was sold to the private equity firm Change Capital Partners, which was headed by Luc van de Velde, the chairman of Carrefour, while the Helmut Lang label is now owned by Japanese fashion company Link Theory. Prada is still recovering from the Fendi death. More recently, a 45% stake of the Church & Company brand has been sold to Equinox. Previous Prada exclusives and openers who have gone on to success in the fashion world include models and actors Daria Warbawi, Gemma Ward, Vanessa Accente, Suvi Koponen, Alice Stephens and Sasha Pivovarova, who went on to appear in Prada's ad campaigns for 6 consecutive seasons after opening the Prada Fall 2005 runway show. Prada has commissioned architects, most notably Rem Koolhaas and Herzog and de Meuron, to design flagship stores in various locations. A duplex megastore was opened in Kuala Lumpur at the Pavilion Kuala Lumpur in late 2008. Prada commissioned an unusual multi-purpose building called the Prada Transformer in Seoul, and 2009 saw the opening of a new store on Corso Venezia, Milan, designed by architect Robert Bacciocchi, focusing on the Prada made-to-order collection. In June 2012, Prada returned to the Middle East with the opening of its largest boutique ever in Dubai's Mall of the Emirates. Production of watches started in 2007 and was suspended in 2012. One of the first models, named Special Edition Prada watch, was produced in 1,000 pieces with number on the back. There are several models with Bluetooth technology. Famous model is named Prada the Link because it is linked or connected with cell phone that was made by Prada too. Wristwatches were manufactured by Naloni, Italian luxury watches company. Counterfeit Prada products are common. They are, however, easily recognized if they are fake. The R in Prada should have a notch taken out of the right leg on a real item, but fakes rarely have this. In May 2007, Prada began producing mobile phones with LG Electronics. 3 mobile phones resulted from this collaboration: LG Prada KE850, LG Prada 2 KF900 and LG Prada 3.0. As of 2014, Prada is being investigated by Italian prosecutors for possible tax evasion after the luxury goods company disclosed undeclared taxable income. Prada SPA Chairman Musia Prada, Chief Executive Officer Patrizio Bertelli and accountant Marco Solomoni have been named in the probe, which is for possible undeclared or false tax claims. The chairwoman of Prada is facing an investigation after it was alleged the company avoided nearly £400 million in tax by transferring services abroad. Italy's Corriere della Sera newspaper said on Friday Prada and Bertelli had paid €420 million, $571 million to Italy's tax agency to settle their tax affairs. The paper also said the two were under investigation despite the settlement. So we got to know about the various aspects of Prada. We went through the company's history to its present-day scenario. Hope the information was useful and have a good day.